Hello, my name is Steve Morrow, and today I'd like to demonstrate to you how we can use the poll pad to check in voters on Election Day. Here in Polk County, we have two types of voters. We have our bar scan voter. These are voters who have their Iowa driver's license or non-operator's ID. We can scan this driver's license into our iPad and pull up the voter's information that way. Or we have manual entry voters. These are voters who come in with something other than an Iowa driver's license. Maybe they have their passport. Maybe they're one of our military or veteran voters. All valid forms of ID. However, we cannot scan these into the iPad. We need to do what's called a manual entry. And we will use Harry Truman as an example today. So when Harry the voter walks into the polling place, I think it's always good practice to greet the voter. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Do you have your Iowa driver's license or other form of ID? Harry has his passport. That's a valid form of ID. We cannot scan it, so we need to do what's called a manual entry. So we will select manual entry on our iPad. Notice how the keyboard automatically pops up. We always deal in capital letters, never deal in apostrophes. And notice how the cursor is flashing in the last name box. Now, rather than ask the voter for their full first and last name, let's use what we call the rule of three. The rule of three simply means we're going to ask the voter for the first three letters of the last name, followed by the first three letters of their first name. So Harry will tell us his first three letters of his last name are TRU, and we will type that into the last name box. We then need to take our stylus, put it into the first name box, ask him for his first three letters, and he'll say it's HAR, and we'll hit search. If the voter's name pops up on our iPad, here's what we know for sure: registered voter in Polk County. We are looking for voters highlighted in white. Voters highlighted in white are registered voters in Polk County, and they're registered voters in our polling place. Harry's highlighted in white, so we will select that red active. And now the iPad wants to know what form of ID did the voter use. This voter used his U.S. passport. Now the iPad wants you to look at the passport to make sure that it is Harry and that the passport hasn't expired. Passports can be valid for up to 10 years. For this example, it is Harry, the passport is valid, it is not expired, so we will hit no and then continue. We will click OK to process the voter. Whenever we see a screen like this, we're going to have the voter verify his address. We want to make sure the voter hasn't moved. We want to make sure that's the right voter in front of us. And Harry is going to say 2814 Emma Avenue. We will hit accept, top right-hand corner. We will hit submit, top right-hand corner, and a receipt comes out. Every voter that walks into the polling place is going to get a receipt. This is the voter's declaration of eligibility. The top part of the declaration of eligibility is the voter's personal information. Right down there below that is the ballot style number. That's how we determine which ballot to give the voter. And then below that, by that black X, is where the voter signs their name. And right down there below that, where it says PEO initial, that's where we put our initials. We will hand the passport and the receipt back to the voter. The voter will leave your station, walk on down to the next station, get their ballot, mark their ballot, and put it in the machine. Thank you.